For the first time ever, Cristiano Ronaldo breaks his silence, revealing the real price of greatness, the truth behind his legendary rivalry with Messi, and what it truly means to be the greatest. Beyond the trophies and the fame, this isn't just an interview. This is Ronaldo, like you've never heard him before. Piers Morgan, Cristiano, I've interviewed you before, but today you seem different. Softer, quieter. What's changed? Cristiano Ronaldo smiles faintly. Maybe life has a way of humbling you. When I was younger, everything was about winning. Goals, records, trophies. I didn't understand silence then. Now I do. Success is loud, but peace is quiet. Piers Morgan, you've been called many things. Machine, legend, perfectionist. Do you ever get tired of being Cristiano Ronaldo? Cristiano Ronaldo poses every day. People see the number 7, the celebration, the abs, the smile. They think that's who I am. A product, a brand. But the truth? Sometimes I look in the mirror and don't recognize the man staring back. You live so long in the public eye that you forget what privacy feels like. Piers Morgan. Let's go back to the beginning. Madeira. The little boy with a dream. Cristiano Ronaldo. Eyes soften. I remember running barefoot on those streets, chasing a ball made of old rags. My mother watching from the window, shouting for me to come home before dark. I had nothing, but I had hunger. Real hunger. Not for fame, but for purpose. When you come from nothing, every goal feels like survival. Piers Morgan. Was that hunger what drove you to leave home at 12? Cristiano Ronaldo. It broke me. I was just a boy. I still remember crying myself to sleep at the academy in Lisbon. I missed my family, my island, my friends, but I told myself, if you quit now, you'll regret it forever. That voice inside, it never left me. Even today, before every match I hear it. Don't stop. Not yet. Piers Morgan. You've built a career most players can only dream of. Yet, you've often said the pressure is unbearable. What does that pressure feel like? Cristiano Ronaldo. It's like carrying an invisible weight. Every touch, every miss, every look from the crowd. It's all magnified. People think you're superhuman. They forget you bleed the same. I've played games where my body screamed for rest, but I couldn't stop. Because if I slowed down, the world would say, he's finished. That's the price of greatness. You never get to be ordinary again. Piers Morgan. You've spoken about loneliness before. It's hard to imagine someone like you, adored by millions, ever feeling alone. Cristiano Ronaldo. Smiles sadly. That's the irony, isn't it? The more people know your name, the fewer know your heart. I've been surrounded by cameras, lights, fans, but there are nights I sit alone, just me and silence, and it hits me. I worked all my life to be loved by the world, but somewhere I forgot how to love myself. Piers Morgan. That's a powerful statement. Do you think fame took something from you? Cristiano Ronaldo. Everything comes with a cost. Fame gave me a voice, but it also took away my freedom. People think I live this perfect life, but perfection is a prison. You make one mistake, and suddenly you're a villain. I learned early that the same people who cheer your name can turn on you in a second. So I stopped chasing approval. I play for me now. For the boy who dreamed, not the world that judges. Piers Morgan. You've had rivalries, controversies, constant scrutiny. How do you stay strong through it all? Cristiano Ronaldo leans forward. Discipline. I've lost count of the nights I stayed up analyzing a missed shot, or the mornings I trained while others slept. But strength isn't just physical. It's in your mind. It's in forgiving yourself for not being perfect every day. That's something I'm still learning. Piers Morgan. Do you ever feel misunderstood? Cristiano Ronaldo. All the time. People think I'm arrogant because I believe in myself. But confidence isn't arrogance, it's survival. When you grow up hearing, you're not good enough, you learn to become your own believer. Every goal I scored was a conversation with my past. Every trophy, a reply to doubt. Piers Morgan. What do you miss most about the early days, before all this? Cristiano Ronaldo thinks simplicity. Back then, football was just joy. No politics, no pressure, no headlines. Just a ball, a dream, and a heartbeat. I miss laughing after training, walking home with my teammates. No one asking for photos or analyzing every word I said. Sometimes I wish I could go back, just for one day, and play without the world watching. Piers Morgan. Do you think that's still possible? To play for pure joy? Cristiano Ronaldo. Maybe not the same way, but I try. I see my children playing in the backyard, and I feel something real again. They remind me why I fell in love with football. Not for fame or money, but for the magic of it. That's what keeps me going. Piers Morgan. What about when the cheers stop? When the stadiums go quiet, what will you miss most? Cristiano Ronaldo. The sound. That roar when the ball hits the net. It's like lightning in your veins. You can't explain it. I'll miss that, but I think I'll miss the journey even more. The grind, the sacrifice, the battles no one saw. Because behind every goal there was pain. And that pain made me who I am. Piers Morgan. Last question, Cristiano. If you could talk to that boy from Madeira right now, the one kicking a ragged ball down the street, what would you tell him? Cristiano Ronaldo. Pauses, voice softens. I tell him, it's going to be harder than you think. You'll cry, you'll fail, you'll lose people you love. But don't stop, because one day, the world will know your name. And even then, remember where you came from. Stay kind, stay hungry. And when you reach the top, don't forget to breathe. A moment of silence. Ronaldo looks down, his hands clasped, as if replaying his entire life in his head. Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, people say, the price of greatness, like it's a phrase. But it's real. It costs you nights, friendships, peace. Sometimes, even pieces of yourself. But if I had to do it all again, I'd still pay the price. Because football, it saved me. Piers Morgan, Cristiano, you and Lionel Messi. Two names that defined an era. The debate still divides the world. Who's greater? Does it ever tire you? Cristiano Ronaldo smiles faintly. It used to. For years that question followed me like a shadow. Ronaldo or Messi? In every interview, every headline, every stadium. At first I tried to ignore it. Then I started to fight it. But eventually, I learned to respect it. Because that rivalry built me. Piers Morgan. Built you how? Cristiano Ronaldo. Fire needs something to burn against. Messi was my fire, and maybe I was his. People think we hated each other. We didn't. We just understood the same pain. The pressure, the eyes, the expectations. You can't survive that unless you're obsessed. And both of us were. Piers Morgan. There were moments when fans swore you two were polar opposites. You, the machine. Him, the magician. Cristiano Ronaldo. Laughs quietly. Yes, I've heard that. But machines don't bleed, and magicians don't train 6 hours a day. We're both human. Different, yes, but not opposites. He played with grace. I played with hunger. He made it look effortless. I made it look inevitable. In the end, we gave football something special. That's bigger than both of us. Piers Morgan. Do you ever feel that people misunderstood your ambition? That your confidence was mistaken for arrogance? Cristiano Ronaldo. Always. But I stopped defending it. I can't apologize for wanting to be great. The world loves humility, until you start winning too much. Then they call you proud. People say, Messi is naturally gifted. Maybe, but I built myself. Every muscle, every touch, every second of my career. It was forged in sweat. That's not arrogance. That's work. Piers Morgan. Do you remember the first time you truly felt the rivalry? Not as competition, but as a burden. Cristiano Ronaldo nods slowly. 2018. Real Madrid won the Champions League again. I scored, we lifted the trophy, the confetti was falling, but I felt empty. That's when it hit me. Even victory had stopped tasting like victory. Because no matter what I did, people said, yes, but Messi. That's when the shadow began to feel heavier than the light. Piers Morgan. And when Argentina won the World Cup, what went through your mind? Cristiano Ronaldo. Long pause. A storm. Pride for the game. Respect for him. But also pain. A deep one. You spend your whole life chasing that one dream, and suddenly, it belongs to someone else. People think I was angry. I wasn't. I was silent. I watched him lift the trophy and thought, maybe this is how it was meant to be. Sometimes life writes endings you don't choose, but they still have meaning. Piers Morgan. That must have been difficult. Cristiano Ronaldo. It was. But it also freed me. I realized I don't need to prove anything anymore. I've done things that will live forever. The World Cup, yes, it's every player's dream. But I've learned that legacy isn't one tournament. It's every kid who wears your jersey, every person who believes because they saw you fight for something. That's what lasts, Piers Morgan. Still, some say your emotions got the better of you during that tournament. Walking off the field. The tears, the frustration. Cristiano Ronaldo. Leans back. Exhales. When you carry a nation's hope, every loss feels personal. People saw a man walking off the field crying. But those weren't just tears. They were years. Years of sacrifice, of waking up before dawn, of hearing you can't, and proving I can. I wasn't crying for losing a match. I was crying for the boy who promised himself he'd win the world one day. And came so close, Piers Morgan. That's brutally honest. Do you have any regrets? Cristiano Ronaldo. Smiles sadly. Many. I regret moments where my pride spoke louder than my heart. I regret not calling some people when I should have, and pushing others away when I felt misunderstood. But regret is part of growth. If you never look back and wish you did better, you never truly evolve. Piers Morgan. Some critics said your move to Saudi Arabia marked the end of an era, that it was about money, not passion. Cristiano Ronaldo. Firmly. They don't know me. People said the same thing when I left Real Madrid, when I left Manchester United, but every decision I made was about challenge. The Saudi League, it's not a step back. It's a new chapter. People forget. When I joined, they laughed. Now look, players follow, the league grows, football expands. Sometimes you have to be the first to walk the path others are afraid of. Piers Morgan. Do you ever miss the big European nights? The Bernabeu, Old Trafford, the Champions League anthem? Cristiano Ronaldo. Always. That sound still lives in me. But nostalgia is dangerous. If you live in memories, you stop making new ones. I still train with the same fire. I still want to score, to win, to inspire. My body may slow down, but my spirit, it doesn't understand the word retire. Piers Morgan. Looking back now? The Ballon d'Ors, the goals, the trophies. Was it worth it? Cristiano Ronaldo thinks deeply, yes and no. It was worth it for the moments. Hearing my name echo through stadiums, seeing my mother smile, making my children proud. But it also cost me time, peace, normal life. I don't remember what it feels like to walk in a street without whispers, without eyes on me. Greatness looks beautiful from the outside. From the inside, it's fire. It burns and it consumes. Piers Morgan. Do you think you and Messi will ever sit down one day? No cameras, no fans, and just talk as men who lived the same storm? Cristiano Ronaldo smiles. Maybe one day. I think it would be peaceful. Two men, two journeys, one history. We don't need to compete anymore. We already changed football forever. The rest is just noise. Piers Morgan. And what would you say to him? Cristiano Ronaldo. I'd say, thank you. Because without him, I wouldn't be who I am. Rivalry gave me purpose. It kept me sharp, alive. Every time he scored, it pushed me to train harder. He made me chase perfection. And even if I never reached it, I came close enough to feel its heat. That's enough. Piers Morgan. Cristiano. One final thought. When history remembers you, how do you want it to speak your name? Cristiano Ronaldo. Pauses, then speaks quietly. I want them to say he was relentless. Not perfect, not humble, not proud, just relentless. That when the world doubted him, he didn't stop. That when the fire burned too hot, he walked through it anyway. Because behind the trophies, the fame, the headlines, there was just a boy who loved football and refused to give up. Ronaldo leans back. A long silence fills the studio. The cameras stay on his face. Tired, honest, unguarded. The fire in his eyes still there, but softer now. Like a flame learning to rest. Piers Morgan. Cristiano, we've talked about your past. The hunger, the rivalry, the fire. But today, I want to talk about something people rarely ask you about. The quiet moments. What is life like for Cristiano Ronaldo when the cameras are off? Cristiano Ronaldo smiles softly. Peaceful mostly. Or maybe I'm still learning what peace really means. My days used to revolve around training, recovery, travel, matches. Everything was routine, mechanical. Now in Saudi Arabia, I have more time. I wake up, have breakfast with my kids, take them to school sometimes. I see my family more than I did in the last 15 years combined. That's a gift I didn't know I was missing. Piers Morgan. So, the move to Saudi Arabia, was it about slowing down or something more? Cristiano Ronaldo. People thought it was the end, but to me, it was a beginning. Everyone said, he's chasing money. No, I was chasing meaning. I'd played in England, Spain, Italy, conquered Europe. But football is bigger than one continent. I wanted to bring something to a place where the game is growing. Inspire kids who never thought they'd see this level of football up close. And yes, I wanted to prove that passion doesn't retire just because your body gets older. Piers Morgan. You've always been known for discipline, the perfect body, the perfect mindset. Does aging scare you? Cristiano Ronaldo laughs quietly. It used to. When I turned 30, I started to see headlines. Ronaldo past his prime. He's slowing down. I'd look in the mirror and think, am I? But age is just the scoreboard of time. It doesn't measure spirit. My body changes, yes, but my hunger doesn't. The challenge now is different. It's not proving I can outrun everyone. It's proving I can outlast time itself. Piers Morgan. That's poetic. But does it hurt seeing the younger generation take the spotlight? Names like Mbappe, Haaland, Vinicius, Cristiano Ronaldo. Not. It's natural. The game moves on. It has to. I used to be that young boy chasing idols. Now others chase me. I don't feel envy. I feel pride. Because if I inspired even one of them to dream bigger, then I've done something right. The hardest part of getting older isn't slowing down. It's accepting that the world doesn't revolve around you anymore. But that's also when you start to see life clearly. Piers Morgan. What do you see clearly now that you didn't before? Cristiano Ronaldo. That greatness isn't about applause. It's about impact. When I was younger, I thought being the greatest meant scoring the most, winning the most, lifting the most trophies. Now I realize those things fade. Records get broken. But the way you make people feel, that lasts. The kids who grew up watching me, the fans who found courage in my story, that's legacy, Piers Morgan, legacy. It's a word you've earned. But how do you define yours? Cristiano Ronaldo pauses. Legacy is what remains when the noise disappears. When I'm gone, I don't want people to just remember the goals. I want them to remember the fight. The boy from Madeira who refused to give up. I want them to see that success is built on pain, and that belief can turn nothing into something. My legacy isn't the trophies. It's proof that dreams are stronger than circumstances. Piers Morgan. You talk about dreams, but you've also lived through loss. Your father, your newborn son, public scrutiny. How do those moments shape the man we see now? Cristiano Ronaldo. Voice softens. They break you, and they build you again, differently. Losing my father before he saw what I became. That still hurts. I think every son wants his father to see his success. And losing a child. That's a kind of pain that words can't hold. It changes you. It humbles you. It teaches you that even when you have everything, you're still human. Football helped me survive those moments. But family, they helped me heal. Piers Morgan. How is Cristiano the father different from Cristiano the player? Cristiano Ronaldo smiles. The father listens more. The player used to chase perfection. The father just wants presence. My kids don't care if I scored 2 goals. They just want me to read them a bedtime story. They remind me what real happiness looks like. Sometimes, when I watch them laugh, I think, this is the trophy that matters most. Piers Morgan. You've spent 2 decades under the spotlight, constantly analyzed, celebrated, and criticized. Do you ever wish you could be anonymous, just for a day? Cristiano Ronaldo laughs softly. I think about it sometimes. Imagine walking into a cafe, ordering coffee, no phones, no cameras. Just a normal day. But I also know that anonymity would mean giving up what I've built. You can't have both. So, I've learned to find privacy within noise. Quiet moments with my family, late night walks in my garden, conversations like this. That's enough. Piers Morgan. If football ended tomorrow, who would Cristiano Ronaldo be? Cristiano Ronaldo pauses. I'd still be a fighter. I'd still wake up early, still train. Maybe not on the pitch, but in life. I'd build, teach, inspire. Because football gave me a platform, but my purpose is bigger than a ball. I want to help others. Kids, families, anyone who dreams. Maybe one day I'll open an academy, not just to create players, but to build character. That's how you live forever. Not through goals, but through people. Piers Morgan. You once said, "I don't chase records. Records chase me." Do you still feel that way? Cristiano Ronaldo grins, maybe a little. But now I chase peace. When I score now, it's not to prove anyone wrong. It's to prove to myself that the fire's still there. You know, fame fades. Speed fades. But joy, real joy, that's eternal. Piers Morgan. Final question, Cristiano. When the final whistle of your career blows and the stadium goes silent, what do you hope echoes after you? Cristiano Ronaldo looks down, thoughtful. I hope it's not the sound of applause, but of understanding. That people realize greatness isn't about never falling. It's about rising every single time. I want them to remember that behind CR7, there was just a man, flawed, stubborn, emotional, relentless. A man who loved deeply, fought endlessly, and gave everything to a game that gave him everything back. He smiles. A quiet, content smile. Not the confident grin the world knows, but something gentler, human. Cristiano Ronaldo. When I was a boy, I wanted the world to know my name. Now I just want my children to say, "That was my father. He never stopped trying." That's enough. That's greatness. The room falls silent. Piers doesn't speak for a moment. The cameras keep rolling, but the conversation has ended. Not with an answer, but with truth. If you're inspired by Ronaldo's story, hit that like button and subscribe for more exclusive, emotional stories from the world of football. Share your thoughts below. What surprised you most about Cristiano's journey? This interview is a fictional portrayal inspired by Cristiano Ronaldo's life and public persona. It is not a real conversation, but crafted to reveal the human side behind the legend.